is your dog friendly with other dogs? What does that mean? It's like asking me, are you friendly with people? I mean, I'm friendly with some people, not so much with other people. So I want to talk about what we just saw. So we must put that video in here for people to understand. And this is kind of going back to what we spoke about in the earlier video, right? Of this Cartesian anti-mentalist idea that's behind behaviorism, which is like a lot of words, big words, but the idea that we can train them into giving this perfect behavior. And also the other thing that we spoke about, this idea of what we think is perfection, what we think a dog should be. So let's look at the social angle of that. I think a lot of us, I've had a lot of clients who come and tell me, my dog is fighting with other dogs. My dog is aggressive towards other dogs. In fact, I've had people ask me, is your dog friendly with other dogs? What does that mean? It's like asking me, are you friendly with people? I mean, I'm friendly with some people, not so much with other people. We shouldn't forget that, and I think this is also this whole idea, Hollywood dog idea that I talk about, right? Walt Disney dog, that a good dog or a dog that is well trained is one that's going to be like walk into the dog park and then like a social butterfly kind of a dog, and anything other than that is unacceptable. The dog needs to be trained because this is lack of training. But what are dogs? Let's get rid of this idea of what we want the dogs to be, and what are dogs? Is there drama behind me?
Yeah. That's what dogs are.
So what are dogs? And Chiru is such a great example because she doesn't fit this bill of this Walt Disney dog who's going to, give you this perfect social interaction, but she's very, very socially capable. And so we must put that video in to show her ability. It's very fascinating. Dogs are social animals, and what that means is that their social structure is complicated. It doesn't mean that they're going to get along with all dogs. It doesn't mean they're social butterflies. It means that their social life is complex and nuanced. So let's give an example of what we just saw. And this is what you're going to see in the video to follow. We're here in this lovely resort, and there are a bunch of dogs. And in the last few days, there were a bunch of guests also who have dogs. So last I counted, I think 8 dogs in all on the property at that time. And I badly want Chiru to get along with Harvey. This is what I want. What does she want? This is a whole other thing. So there is, of the 8 dogs here, there is one dog that doesn't like her, Bhishma. That's the one she wants to be friends with. She's gone and growled at every other dog, but that's the one dog she wants to be friends with. And the things she seems to do to get his affection and attention, it's almost like a performance that she puts up for him. And again, that brings me to what are dogs capable of. Because watch this video and see, count the number of signals that are being exchanged. Look at the number of different tactics that she's using. She's using her body language and her face to communicate, to kind of tell him something. You can see that she wants this intent, that there's this intent of wanting to establish a connection with him. You can see he's interested, he's not disinterested, but he's unimpressed. So he growls back at her. The only dog on this property that growls at her, and that's the one she seems to want to get to know. I don't know why, but I have met human beings with this kind of attitude too, and I think that's the point, right? Social interaction, social beings can have extremely complicated social interactions. And if you look at the way Chiru is trying to be friends or trying to communicate her desire to be friends with this guy, we can barely understand it, let alone interpret it well enough, and let alone train it. So this is what I mean by observe what they're capable of. And there is a thought process there. There's a reason why she wants to do it this way. It's not what I want, but that's what she wants. And that's what I mean by there is a cognition there, there's a thought process there. They're not machines that we train into what we want them to be, not these kind of, artificial intelligence robot kind of a thing where, you train them enough and they'll give you exactly what you want kind of a thing. There is that messiness, there is that unpredictability, there is a thought process, there is lack of what, this doesn't make sense to us. but clearly makes complete sense to her. And that's what I would like for Bach students to be able to recognize, appreciate, and nurture, and allow that to happen. That's her social why do we do socialization? Because they need social connection. Because why do they need social connection? Not because we should be able to party with them, right? Why do we need social connection? Is because it needs to meet their need for social connection. And clearly what Chiru is saying is this meets her need. This is her idea of social connection. This meets her need. So giving them opportunity to do that, and understanding and nurturing and supporting that. That's what I kind of want to teach Bach students. I want us to develop an eye for it. I want us to develop appreciation for it. So that is again another facet of the Bach's way.